So this is a very good start.
Oh, yeah.
But there are a lot of animals in the world that aren't canines specifically that I feel also need our help. They could also come with this release.
Tell me this thing you're saying. I love it. Keep going.
Okay. So zoos, they're really good. They have a lot of different animals, which is good. They all look very different, unlike the dogs of today. But it's the same one. Every zoo you go to, it's the same old animals. They come from the same old places. Are you thinking the same thing I'm thinking right now? I might be. What are you
Blind petting zoo.
Blind petting zoo. Now describe to me what this experience is.
It's kind of like the blind dining thing where you go into a dark restaurant with a blindfold. All the chefs have night vision goggles, and you eat the food without knowing what you're putting in your mouth. And all the wait staff just makes fun of you.
So a petting zoo is like that, except instead of your mouth and taste, it's your hands and feeling.
Yes, it's cost effective. You can have just like 10 dogs and no one would know any better.
So what we're doing now, instead of visual, we're designing an animal for tactile stimulation. A new zoo animal is what I'm thinking.
Oh, okay.
A new exotic animal. Animals for the blind zoo. Not for the zoo for blind people. They'd never know anyway. It would just be the zoo for them. So designed for your hands, not for looks.
So base model, what are you doing for your animal?
I want it to have luscious silky fur.
Oh, okay.
It will be a quadruped.
Okay.
It needs to have, I feel, a small nose. Because we all love dogs and their big silly noses. No one wants to feel around in the dark and get a sloppy, big, wet dog nose. A very small nose. Small eyes, because when you're feeling around in the dark...
Well, he's going to be born, he's going to live, and he's going to die in the dark. He doesn't need those. I mean, he can still have eyes, but they're just for...
They're like useless cave newt eyes with skin over them that don't see.
Oh, yeah.
They're just vestigial eyes.
Purely they were there once, and they were used maybe. A distant ancestor got a lot of use out of them, but not any longer. I like it. I like this, like, kind of Diglett vibe he's got going on. Oh, what is this? Oh.
Well, I feel there should be lots of different textures for the people to feel.
Oh, yeah.
So this is more of a nice, bumpy, rocky texture.
He's got spines. Like his spine is actually poking out through his skin.
It's more like a few hard plates that are very smooth, very nice to run your hands over. That's you putting your hands on it. What are you feeling for your animal now?
I scrapped it. I started to draw just a sheep.
It's hard. You have to get in the mind of someone who's completely in the dark and feeling wild animals that may not be up to it. I'm afraid of, again, a lot of the problem we had with dog stepping on it in the dark by accident.
What if they just don't have feet?
Yeah, he just wildly just waves his stomach up and down. I think he should have... Again, we don't want to hurt this thing in the dark. So I think I'm going to call them warning nubs. These are going to be small horns near its sensitive parts that when you feel them, you're like,
shouldn't poke anything gentle.
Stay away from this part. This is where the vestigial eyes are. These aren't hard. These are very blunt horns. That it's just like, stay away from this part. It's like a buoy in the ocean telling you can't swim past this part. This is like you can't pet past here because then you'll be poking the skin eye.
Now I'm just kind of drawing what I think maybe the entrance of the zoo would look like since we're here.
The large cave that lets you know it is the blind zoo.
You walk deep into it, and you don't come out until you've had a good time.
I think he has a proboscis.
Oh, like a fly?
Yes, like a fly. A butterfly, because he's beautiful. It helps him feel around in the dark and also find food. And also it feels nice.
Does it tickle?
It tickles a little bit, like a cat, but less painful.
Imagine just petting this thing. And then you get a hold of that meaty proboscis. And you're like, what end am I at? Does he like not let people hold on to it, or is he totally open to it? Like it feels nice.
I think it's like a cat tongue. It's how he shows affection to us.
Is it rough?
It's exactly the midpoint between a dog tongue and a cat tongue.
Can you feel
it's
the
not
hole
sloppy,
at the end?
but it's not painful.
Does he enjoy it, is what I'm saying.
He finds it pleasant. And okay. I think the feeler will find it pleasant as well.
He has just the best little mouth I've ever seen. I love how drapey this drapey guy is.
Now, it is a little strange to look at, but remember, this is the blind zoo, and we're not looking at it with our eyes, we're looking at it with our hearts.
Does he got a name?
Does he have a name? I think it's Sherman.
Sure. That's the Sherman. Don't get too close, kids.
That's Sherman.
Just stop when you get to those warning horns, son. Don't touch his useless eyes. Well, here's the blind zoo. Some blind monks take you by the hand. Yeah. Very clammy-handed monks with their skin eyes, and they allow you to touch them just once. Please touch upon these eyes.
Yes, I know you want to. I know you want to ask about it.
They're clammy, they're cold, they're a little damp.
We can move on from this.
Here you go. We lead you down. They hold your hand out. They place it firmly on the top of his head, so you can quickly locate where the warning horns are.
Yes.
So you don't touch his little eyes, because you don't want him to be uncomfortable.
Yes.
He's here to make you comfortable. It's like a spa day where you're just touching this guy. Can we go with Lucas?
I think we could do that.
Lucas the Sherman.
Lucas the Sherman.
He's so good.
Yes, that's what we're hoping for.
Has anyone ever been harmed by Lucas or any of his affiliates?
Not directly. There are old people who go to see the Sherman and they pet him. They feel right at peace and they pass away quietly. They lay down on the cave floor and they die. The Sherman reaches out a long, fleshy tendril, finds the eyes, and it does not. It slowly closes the lids because it knows that's respectful. And then later, once the zoo closes, it does eat those eyeballs.
I think we're going to have to lead you back out of the petting zoo. You were one of the lucky ones who didn't die immediately on contact with the Sherman.
All right. I'm Katie.
I'm Chris.
And this was Paint and Suffering. Although you won't be feeling that anymore once you touch the Sherman. It will all go away.
Sweet, sweet boy. Let us know if you have any ideas for what you want us to draw next.
Let us know if you found your Sherman.
Let us know if this episode was your Sherman. Well, have a family member let us know if you found your Sherman and peacefully passed away while watching this podcast.